So today we're going to be talking about drawing particle models and the rules we need to follow when we do that, just so we're all following the same conventions and we make really nice, neat, easy to view particle models, because our particle models are going to teach us about how things work at the particle level, which is really what chemistry is about, is how things work at the particle level. So we're just going to do a really easy particle model and draw a particle model of the air in this room. Now, there's two different ways you could do this. You could just draw your particles. So I've got my circles, where particles are always circles, and I could just make myself a little key in the corner here and say that these little blue guys, those are air particles. And that's fully acceptable because I have my particles, they're circles, and I have labeled those. And that's really the key, is that we want to make sure that we are labeling our particles so we know what they are. Now maybe you're thinking, well, air is made of more than just air particles. I know that air is made of oxygen and nitrogen and helium and argon and all this other stuff. So okay, let's try something different then. So we'll come back to our key later. So we'll say these blue ones we've got here, these are oxygen particles, and I'm going to add some nitrogen particles. And then maybe even I'll add a few, just a couple helium particles, we'll say. Well, I still need a key. So I'm going to make my key a little bigger because I've got more particles now. So I've got these pink ones. We said those were nitrogen. I've got these blue ones. We said those were oxygen. And then I've got these green ones, and we said those were helium. So I'm showing something really similar. It's just this particle model is now a little bit more detailed. Both are equally correct. Here's the keys. If I look at this particle model here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 particles. We want no more than 15. 20 max if you're getting really crazy. But it's a small amount of particles, because when you just go draw particles, that's not neat. It's very confusing, and it's not going to help us, right? So we want to have nice, neat particles. Also notice how these particles are circles. So we're representing particles as hard spheres. Now we can't really draw a sphere in 2D, but we could represent that as a circle. So particles are not squares, triangles, anything like that. You will notice I use different colors to show different particles. Another thing you could do if you don't have different colors, you could put an X through it to differentiate it. You could fill it, so you can make a solid versus an open particle. So different colors is a great way to differentiate. But if you don't have different colors, there's other things you can do. And then finally, I have this key here. I have something that tells the reader this is what these different things mean, which is really important because whoever's looking at this particle is not a mind reader. They need to know, well, what are these pink particles? What are these blue particles? What are these green particles? So the keys are, particles are circles, they're hard spheres, no more than 15. Make sure different particles look different, either by different colors or different fills. And then make sure you have a key that explains which particle is which. And that's it. You've got an easy peasy particle model.